All right, and we're live. We're gonna have about, let's see, another 13, 12-ish minutes before we begin.
I think, Anna, we have two folks who just joined. Let's check if they are with
Breathing.
the, yeah. And then if you are with team breathing, please add your team name onto your Zoom name. You can click on your name to edit it.
And for those tuning in on YouTube, we are still waiting for about another 10 minutes before we begin. Let's see some excitement in the chat, how you're feeling, how your weekend's been going.
Okay, Shanri, I think Anna is ready to get started, so we can probably go ahead and get started. So we leave a bit of cushion time for wrapping up and prizes and things like that.
Sounds great.
And Shanri, can you double check, make sure you're streaming the tab now, not the countdown timer.
Yep, it's back to the Zoom meeting.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Yeah, my Zoom is or my stream is a little slow, so yeah. All right. Welcome everybody to our finale, and thank you all for showing up and coming to support our wonderful finalists in their presentations. So we'll start off by introducing our judges.
So our judges are Shang Liu, Senior Product Designer at Kickoff, previously at Amazon. We have Willa Gao, a UX designer at Amazon, previously at Microsoft, and Laura Lin, UX research at Google and previously at Meta. Judges, again, thank you so much for being here with us. I'm going to give this opportunity to have you introduce yourselves to everyone. If you want to go ahead, we'll start off with Shang.
All right, so excited to be here. Can't wait to see some great projects from this hackathon. So yeah, and nice to meet you all. And best of luck too on your presentation.
Hello, everyone. I'm Willa, and current UX designer at Amazon, and I'm very happy to be one of the judges for this event, and very look forward to hearing your all presentation. And good luck, everyone.
Hi, everyone. This is Laura. So happy to join this event, and so happy to see everyone's project, and hope everyone enjoy the process. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, and thank you, judges, for coming. And I hope we looked over all the projects, and these projects are very, very good. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And of course, to reiterate, our prizes are very good this year. We have with first place $300 and a lifetime membership to UXGo, along with a wide variety of merch as pictured. And second place, we have $150 with a lifetime membership and merch with just a shirt and a tote bag. And then finally, third place with $50 and 50% off membership to UXGo with the merch being tote bag. And of course, our honorary mentions, which we will be releasing very soon, will get a 50% off UXGo promotion code and small UXGo keychains. And of course, anyone who submits as a reward for your participation, your hard work this weekend, you will be receiving 15% off UXGo code, which will be redeemable with for the next 3 months. So once again, this is what we're fighting for. But yeah. And of course, I'll pass it on to Brian to talk about the challenge that we faced this weekend.
Cool. Yeah, so the challenge was designing a mobile app that will help those with communication disorders express themselves through, creative digital mediums that can further help them build their sense of community and belonging. And so as an example, those include, platforms that allow those with disabilities to portray their feelings, their ideas, arguments through an audience, whether it's through digital paintings or a platform, in order to allow them to have the opportunity to connect to others. But yeah, that was the challenge. And so, yeah.
And of course, the moment that many of us have been waiting for, we will now be announcing the honorable mentions. So our 2 honorable mentions are as follows. We have Curio from the University of Southern California, Fight On, and Honeys from Irvine Valley College. So congratulations to your honorable mentions. As mentioned before, you will be receiving 50% off the membership at UXGo, and And there was another thing, but I forgot. But regardless, congratulations, you guys did really, really good. We really enjoyed, grading your work and seeing what you've accomplished over this 24-hour period. So yeah, very well deserved. And of course, without further ado, we shall move forward to our finalist presentations. So this presentation will be as follows. There will be 3 minutes of presenting time and then 2 minutes of Q&A. And we will start off with the Crafty crew from the University of Washington. Crafty crew representative, if you want to turn on your camera, and I will pass over screen share privileges to you. All right, your 3 minutes will start whenever you start.
Great. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. We're super excited to share our design today. My name is Austin, and my teammates are Misty and Vivian, and we're all second-year design students at the University of Washington. And so we kind of started this project with our background with Husky Adapt, which is an organization on campus that specializes in developing inclusive play technology for people with disabilities. And with this, we've recently become really passionate about developing accessible technology. We also recently learned that autism spectrum disorder, ASD, it affects approximately 1 in 44 children in the US, according to the CDC. So with that, before we even started designing anything, we connected and interviewed Khan, who's a current student at the University of Pacific. He grew up with 2 sisters that both have autism, and through a thorough user interview, we gained insight into the communication and emotional challenges that individuals with autism face. And so from the interview, there was 2 main insights. The first is that we should keep things simple. Complex text can pose a challenge for individuals with autism when it comes to comprehension and reading, which is why it's important to keep things simple. The second insight was that everyone is different. During our interview with Khan, he emphasized that his sisters were at different points on the autism spectrum, and they each had their own distinct set of challenges and needs. And so in response, we designed a journaling app called Daisy to address these challenges. Daisy aims to improve communication and emotional regulation for individuals with autism by encouraging daily journaling and the practice of describing the rationale behind their emotions. Our design was informed by user research as well as secondary research with a focus on helping individuals with autism express and communicate their own emotions. And so in developing Daisy, one huge consideration we made was just to keep things simple. And with that, our app features exciting elements that make journaling a fun activity while offering a supportive tool to enhance the communication and emotional well-being of individuals with autism. And then, but before even designing anything, we conducted some competitive analysis. And with that, we discovered that many note-taking apps were really just kind of inaccessible and were difficult to use. In fact, we found that some of these apps were actually really confusing and overwhelming for users with autism. And so as we designed, we continuously thought back to our research and interview with Khan. One iteration that we want to share is that we made an addition of adding voice memos for when you're describing the rationale behind your emotion. We recognize that for many individuals with autism, typing and writing can be a big challenge, and it might hinder their ability to journal effectively. And so by including the option for voice memos, individuals can easily record their thoughts and feelings without struggling with the physical act of typing. Another design iteration we want to share is just how we implemented and removed contractions with all the copy. We took into consideration that some individuals with autism, they might have a difficult time comprehending contractions, which will definitely cause confusion and hinder their ability to effectively communicate their emotions. And so just by eliminating these, we aim to simplify the language and just make the app overall more accessible for these individuals. And so yeah, with this, let's jump into the prototype. So right off the bat, we're greeted with a daily streaks. So currently, Mia is on day 28 of her journaling streak. And we added this to really help gamify the experience, to really encourage users to develop this habit of journaling every day. Below that, we can input our journal entry for today. Let's start off by inputting saying we're feeling okay. Our mood right now, we have 9 to choose from. Let's say we're currently bored. And then here we can see we can put in text. but we also have the option to add the voice memo. So let's go ahead and record something. And so yeah, this is just, once again, good chance for users who aren't able to type, still continue to journal. After we're done, we can play it back, we can re-record. And then after that, we also included some fun things. For example, here, since we indicated that we're bored, we have the option to choose which board cat represents us. Let's choose this one. And then we also made it like really fun and encourage users to like bring out the creativity. So today we want to draw the highlight, but then some other ideas were like, we can draw something you're grateful for. And these prompts will change daily, so it'll always be super fun. And so yeah, let's finish with a quick summary of our journal entry, quick preview of what it'll look like later on the home screen. And then before closing out, we just want to share like one positive, one motivational quote. And then we finish with the I am proud of myself. And finally, we also wanted to include an opportunity for individuals and users to share their emotions and just make this a positive thing. So you can see we have different designs that are like shareable. So let's say we want to share our drawing. Maybe I can send it to my family. But yeah, anyways, once we press done, we're back on the homepage. And below, you can see past journal entries. And then if we jump to the middle tab, it's calendars. And this is where we have a bullet journal where we can kind of see trends with our journals in the past. Just a cool way to visualize the data. And then the last tab is just your counts and settings with a cool graphic that shows our distribution of emotions throughout the lifetime of the app. And then one final thing is just on each page at the bottom, we included just something fun to kind of motivate individuals. And so yeah, that's like a quick summary of our app. Happy to take any questions.
Yeah, and because I'm very benevolent, I actually didn't stop you. And that's also because you're the first person. I know being first is very difficult, but moving forward for the rest of the teams, please try to keep your presentations within a 3-minute range. And with that being said, we can probably take maybe like 1 or 2 questions, but just quickly.
Okay.
The judges, feel free to turn on your cameras and share any thoughts or questions.
All right, hello team. Thank you for sharing, and I really like your idea and all your visual design, and it's very cool and interesting. And I have a couple of questions. So the first one is that you mentioned in your pain points part that everyone is different. So I wonder, like, do you have any design that echo back to tailor to each user's need, or like how do you kind of guide different users to record their emotions, or do you have any guidance for different kinds of patients, etc.? This will be my first question. And the other one is like, because you mentioned you have some gamification parts, so I really like to hear more about it. Thank you.
Yeah, so wait, is the screen shared?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you look at our screen right here, basically in the middle one thing that we started to emphasize a lot in our presentation was having the voice memo option. We understand that writing may be difficult for a lot of users, especially people who have difficulty communicating. So that was one thing. Something that we also have in all of our pages is the skip option. That really allows people to sort of customize their experience. So maybe if they don't want to record, or if they don't want to write something for the day, they can draw, because a lot of people with autism use drawing or other creative forms of expression to really express their emotions. And do you want to talk about
Yeah,
that?
and then I guess for your second question about gamification, the main thing we thought about was streaks. We took inspiration from like a lot of different apps like Duolingo or like Snapchat, just to encourage the good habit. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of cool ways that we can implement gamification in the future, especially since we have the designs for like sharing, and we can make it more like competitive or sharing with like classmates or friends or sisters or siblings. So yeah, really excited to explore that area too.
All right, thank you.
All right, awesome. And yeah, sorry, we probably won't take any more questions for this project specifically, just because we are over time. But thank you guys so much for your presentation. Really enjoyed, seeing your process behind all of these designs. And I think it was very well done. So good job.
Thank you guys so much.
And moving forward, you can also stop screen share. Yeah. Moving forward, we will be having CreateSC from University of Washington. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. But if you guys can go ahead and turn on your cameras, and you can share your screen.
Okay. I am Lily from Create. It's pronounced Create with AI in the middle, but I can
it's an
recognize
I.
that might be confusing, that it's an I rather than an L. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Can you all see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hello everyone, my name is Lily and I'll be representing my team to share a product concept to you. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, it's working. To tackle the challenge of helping those with communication disorders express themselves, we first scoped down the problem focused on senior adults who may be experiencing visual or hearing loss. And through observations with our own grandparents and informal interviews with grandparents of our friends, we noticed that seniors enjoy sharing images, drawings, and poetry with their family members. You can see this is a screenshot of this grandpa who has written a poem to his granddaughter and kind of sharing that through Messenger. And we realized that there may be difficulties with seniors who are trying to convey themselves through current technology, and especially in creating digital artworks. And so we also did further secondary research and found that self-expression is especially critical when it comes to elderly adults, especially those who are experiencing problems such as visual or hearing loss, because it leads to lower self-esteem. And making art with others can counteract these negative impacts and increase self-esteem and motivation to connect through creation. And there's also a growing population of older adults, specifically older adults who are using technology. And so we wanted to really focus on this group to see how we can help them use technology, to use the latest technology to as a form of self-expression. Okay, so this is our quick how might we statement, but I know it's a very short amount of time, so I will kind of skip through to our ideas. So we did a lot of ideating, and some concepts we came up with were daily prompts, AI-generated image and poems for older adults, and then collaborative art platforms where family members can create a piece of art together. And we kind of combined some of these ideas, but we recognize that we were focusing on adults who have hearing or visual impairments. And so just focusing on an app for drawing specifically, for example, might not be the best option. And we really wanted to have options for adults, for elderly adults who are experiencing all sorts of visual or hearing needs. So a jump into our final product. It's an app that generates daily prompts for senior adults to use AI as a form of art and poem creation so that they can express themselves and share it with their family members. Let me exit this screen share and then share my prototype. Uh-oh, new share, sorry.
Yeah, apologies for cutting you off, but I just want to let you know that you are at 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So just be cognizant of that.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so the flow is that this is the home screen, and when the elderly comes onto this app, they can create a new project, and then it tells you the prompt of the day. You can choose to do that or start your own ideas, and then you can choose either art or poetry. And then essentially you choose different materials you want. So in this case, maybe you want to upload a photo, maybe of this cute dog. And then maybe you want to also add some writing, and then it gives you some potential things you can fill in. So I want cherry blossoms, maybe in an animation style, and then submit. And I could add more, but that's maybe all I want. So it's generating your artwork, and this is kind of the final creation, and you're able to share this in your family group chat. So I want to share this with my 2 granddaughters, and let me just add a little message saying that I just made this, and then there it is in my chat with my 2 granddaughters. And then I can also kind of see all of the artworks that I've created. This one about my perfect day. And I can also go back and create a new project. Yep, so that is our product. And if we had more time, we would have tested this with some of the people that we interviewed. But so far, we made sure that we used really large font size, and also we were emphasizing the use of ability to have voice recording, and also uploading images or drawings, or having a variety of ways to input material so that elderly with various abilities can engage. Thank you.
All right, nice. And again, like if judges wanted to just, turn on their cameras and then ask a question. Again, since time constraints, probably just one question from the judge panel.
I'll just ask a quick questions. So this projects include like AI related features. Have you considered like how do you engage more with like the elderly? They know how to use the technology. Just wonder about that sections.
Yeah, so that was actually one of our main design challenges. We wanted to really simplify the language so that they view it as just creating art and using materials such as photos and writing to create, rather than this really complex idea of AI, which might be confusing for older people. And we also wanted to make sure that we have like one action on each page, 1 to 2 actions, so that they're not overwhelmed by the amount of things that may be happening or possibilities that could happen. Because with AI, there's so many possibilities, but we really want this to be an introductory tool for elderly adults to start engaging in this technology.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, nice. And thank you guys for the presentation. It was really well thought out. So good job. And then we will now move forward to Crocodile Keyboard from NYU, University of Chicago, and Washington University in St. Louis. So a very diverse team. So same drill. You guys can go ahead and turn on your cameras, start your screen share whenever you're ready. And again, let's try to keep time in mind, and I will actually be a little bit more strict moving forward. So try to keep this entire everything, including questions, within 5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Yo. I'm from University of Chicago. I'm representing my team, Crocodile Keyboard, to present on our hackathon project, which is a mobile app named Coco. It is an inclusive social app for communication disorder communities, and let's dive in. So we did not really do any initial interviews, but like we did extensive research into sources about communication disorder, the definitions, and the community. So according to American Speech Language Hearing Association, the community includes disorders incorporating speech, language, and hearing, which covers a lot of aspects. So after thinking about how we should like narrow things down, we decided to make an app that is inclusive and can include communities experiencing all 3 kinds of disorders. And therefore, it leads to our decision to make the visual cues and visual elements the most important thing to express and communicate within this app. And therefore, we decided to forego any main directions with text and only use very, very simple text guidance in this project. And even if people have reading disorders or language disorders, they can still understand it from the visual elements like the graphics and the images in the guidance. Okay, so when designing our character Coco, we made it into a little cute spirit shape. Cocos are colorful little spirits that look different from normal people, but they are no less fun, playful, and creative. And they're always looking for genuine connections of their kind. They do not speak, but they use gestures and body language to communicate with their peers, with their and with their creative mind. Their biggest hobby is painting and building, either with a close friend or in groups. And yeah, these are some of our initial character designs, which we made and we brainstormed. We decided to use this little spirit form because they are non-human and they are fluid, so they can be more non-binary. They're also unique in uniform shape because it can help to avoid bias and create a more sense of belonging. So the main communication functions are through gestures and through collaboration creation in isometric scenes. So we can dive directly into the prototyping.
Yes, you are at 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Sure. Okay. As you can see in the welcome page, the Coco waves its hand to greet the new user. We decided to use this kind of greeting instead of a welcome because it also illustrates our emphasis on less text and more visual guides. Okay, then you can sign up. Initially, we have when you are new to this app, we have an initial start quiz with few visual personality tests. They are all based on simple imagery, and if you cannot read or if you don't really understand what the text means, you can still complete the test, and that will categorize us into 5 Cocos. Okay, so you can interact in like 2 social scenarios, either in one-on-one interaction or within a 4-people group chat. Okay, with a one-on-one interaction, you can use gestures like this. We have a very extensive like asset of gestures with 20 like primary or default gestures, 3 unique gestures to each Coco, and 1 very rare gesture. So how we can do here is that each Coco can learn the new gestures from other Cocos, and in this way they can be more expressive and they can talk with, they can communicate and express their emotions through gestures. Let's go back. And here you can see like all the Cocos, all the different Cocos that you've talked to, and you can go back whenever you want. Okay, let's go back to homepage here. And another aspect of this creative process is that you can build things with other Cocos. So when building these canvas like creations of unique isometric scenes, you can see that it is initially a plain isometric room of an art gallery. There are many different scenes to choose from, like both indoors, outdoors, and imaginative like fiction places. Each Coco are assigned 1 or 2 like different elements that they can arrange so that they don't have to fight between each other on elements. And in this way, like these Cocos can create and collaborate together in creating one shared space that is very unique to them. Okay, let's go. And
you're at 5 minutes, so just try to wrap up for questions.
I'm gonna wrap up very soon. So after after finishing the collaboration creation process, the Cocos can choose to take pictures like this with their unique gestures or interactive gestures between 2 or 4 Cocos within their creative space. So in this way, we hope to use these kind of shared creation process to strengthen the bond between these kind of social interactions. And because previously we saw like most apps on the market are more focused on education or like learning purposes for these communities, we really want them to have like a space where they can socialize and they can interact with comfort and safety with other people with same needs and demands. Yeah. So, and this a profile page where you can customize your Coco, you can take pictures and everything. Yeah. So this is our mobile app Coco. We hope you enjoy it. And thank you. We're open to any questions.
I think, Anna, since this one's a bit too run on time, let's skip questions for this one. But if any judges have any burning questions, they can add it in the chat. So all other presentees try to stick a bit more on time, but judges, please ask questions in the chat if you have any. Thank you for presenting. Great work, by the way.
All right, awesome. And then we will move forward then to, yes, so you guessed it, dialogue. And again, whenever you're ready.
You're muted.
Sorry. So hi, our team is Dialogue. We're a group of two RISD students in industrial design. And for this project, we tackled a language-based learning disability, which is dyslexia. It includes poor word reading, word decoding, oral reading, fluency, and spelling. We wanted to tackle this issue because we found that a lot of social media apps are very text-based, which is not as inclusive for people, for example, with dyslexia, who are not as familiar with text-based things. We also noticed that it's an important topic to tackle because 1 in 10 people have dyslexia and over 40 million American adults are dyslexic and only 2 million know about it. We also did some external research into a RISD alumni who is a painter with dyslexia who expresses the way she sees and processes the world, which is through visual elements and narratives. And we found that this kind of interaction was very helpful for people with dyslexia to communicate the way they're more familiar with the world, which we thought would be a great way for them to express themselves and feel more incorporated in social media settings. And we redefined the prompt. How might we empower people with text-based communication disabilities to express themselves through visual elements and narrative storytelling? We then went into creating a style guide, some components that would help people with dyslexia communicate in more visual ways. So to introduce you to our final product, we created an app named Dialogue, which is a social media platform where you can communicate with other people using visual elements and drawings, and we aim to empower visual self-expression. So our first feature is collaborative drawing. Users can explore and open drawings. They can start with an ambiguous line and someone could sort of in a relay form add on to the drawing and create a story and narrative through that drawing. And in the end, you end up with a unique drawing that a lot of collaborators worked on. Our second feature is Draw Live, which is a live group chat where people can draw all at the same time. People who are live can join in. There might be a limit on how many people can join or whether it's a private or public room. And our third feature is a daily prompt. So to encourage people to be able to express themselves on various topics and issues, we give them prompts daily. We also included a text-to-speech functions to increase accessibility. And people can just respond to this prompt in whatever way they want to through visual elements and drawings. For our next steps, we received some feedback. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get any user testing data on people with actual dyslexia, but some feedback we got from our database was to increase icon sizes, even though we have icons next to text to increase accessibility. The icon sizes are too standard and they might benefit from increasing the size a bit. And our next steps are user testing and design validation with our target audience to check accessibility, of course, and to conduct A/B testing and create further iterations of what we have so far. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, you were at 4 minutes, so judges have 1 minute to ask questions.
All right, one quick question. Thank you for sharing. So, I'm curious about like the idea seems to rely on a community because like you need users kind of interact together to complete a painting. So I wonder if it is a real project and you don't have many new users at the first place, and how do you want to start with building the community?
I think that is one question that we sort of had in the beginning ourselves too, as it is really hard to jump into the social media platforms. So one approach we thought was to make it compatible with existing platforms as well, to be able to share it to, if you're mostly on Instagram, share your drawings to Instagram. So more of like a cross-platform approach to gain initial users.
All right, thank you.
The drawing part again. Can I look at the drawing part again? Just want to.
Were you talking about this part?
Yeah, so I think you mentioned once the narrative way. So I know there's a sketching part. So how do you incorporate like the narrative way into part of this feature?
I think it mostly has to do with partly just the regular drawing feature and also the live, because you are starting off with something very ambiguous like this line, and then you create something out of it. We actually tried to do this exercise ourselves too, by making these drawings. Like one person would start with like a squiggly line and add like eyes, turn it into a character, and then it sort of evolves into like a comprehensive drawing, which we thought was a nice way to build some sort of storyline or narrative that people can just have fun with.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So that concludes our time for this project. Thank you guys so much, Dialogue. Really good job. We will now be moving forward to Lyric Lab from Harvard University, University of Toronto, and UC Berkeley.
So, hi everyone. We're the team Lyric Lab, a diverse team from different backgrounds. Utilize Lyric Lab as a communication tool. User could build an expression vocabulary database, create collages, react to others' posts, and see a community of others who are alike. After we received the prompt, we did some background research. First, we targeted understanding expressive dialogue. The key takeaway from the prompt is we noticed that people's expression needs could be complex. We also found some facts about communication disorder people and guided us to the follow-up questions. During the user study, we found a pain point that current methods can only communicate basic needs and wants. Inspired by the AAC and how people usually express complex thoughts, we formed our initial HMWCAS question. How might we twist or combine the current methods to help communication? During the user interview, we didn't have a chance to interview the real user. They're experiencing communication disorders. So instead, we ask our family and friends who have a similar experience to imagine the situation, trying to bring out their intuitive thoughts about our problems. After analyzing the data, we found two insights that could be helpful for us to build design guidelines. To better sum up and help our team understand the users, we create a persona and pointed out their pain points and user needs. After building the persona, our team gains a deeper understanding of our users. We think it will be more natural and intuitive to interact with our solution if we combine our solution into an everyday activity, which is listening to music. Based on how we might solve the problem, we sketch our ideas to brainstorm some key features. We keep our facial expressions, stickers, while incorporating lyrics, sound, and images, allowing them to make creative collages. Here is a further digital demo from the sketches about our two main interactions, the label, lyrics, and create a multi-sensory collage. We organized a user flow before we jumped into pulling together a practical user interface. in the wireframing step, we visualized the solutions and critiqued each other's part of our team and trying to get a UI improve suggestions, such as amplifying text size and making the visual part popping up to make it more user-friendly for people with the communication disorder due to the information capturing deficiency. For the visual design, we focused on bringing joy and interaction easiness because our users are experiencing difficulties and might have operative constraints while interacting with our mobile app. And then jumping to our prototype. So
Quick time check, you're at 3 minutes.
okay. It would be the users will give the daily assigned music type by choosing the mood prompt, whether they feel neutral, and then after getting their specific emotions, they can start a music assignment, and they would be randomly assigned with the music to reflect their daily emotions. And then they can customize their needs by selecting their actual emotions to match with the lyrics, and then they can highlight the lyrics to add to their database, and then in their database they would it would help them to create like a vocabulary for them to express their daily emotions, to creating posts with the sounds covers and the collages, and making into the emotion stickers, making into the final collages with multi-sensory engagement, and share it to the community. So basically that's about our project. It really engaged with the sentiment analysis, which is like a subdomain from natural language processing. And yes, we're open to any questions.
Hi, Chunfeng. I really like your idea of making this app. I'm wondering, what do you think is your advantage compared to like Spotify and other very mature music products, because they have more users? Yeah.
Correct. But our product is more like inclusive in part of the community building, this section, these features, and also the technology tools that engaged within, which is the sentiment analysis that the Spotify doesn't have. So I believe with the more advanced technology, the community building can also shift it, getting shifted from the previous products.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, and I think that's all the time we have for questions. Again, judges, you can put more questions in the chat and then you can interact with finalists. But thank you to Lyric Lab, and we'll move forward to the next finalist, which is Trinket from the University of California in San Diego.
Hello, I'll just go ahead and share my screen. Sorry, yeah, oh. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of screen sharing troubles.
No worries. If you have a teammate who can screen share, that could also work.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
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 Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We are Team Trinket. My name is Annie, and my teammates are Akira and Ricky. So Trinket is an app that aids individuals with communication disorders such as aphasia, and users can express how they feel daily by converting their emotions into AI-generated art and participate in communities through chats on the platform. Our design addresses common issues for people with communication disorders such as word recall, confirmation inputs, and complex layouts. So we conducted some research by just watching YouTube videos with interviews with people with aphasia and doing some literature reviews. And we realized that people with aphasia know what they want to say, but they cannot remember. They sometimes need more confirmation for answers, and they have trouble with overly complicated and wordy designs. And this gave us the insight that we can use AI to assist people with communication disorders to express themselves in a more simplistic manner. And we can also incorporate a live community engagement feature in the most efficient and expedited way. So this is our brainstorm where we had some rough system design sketches and some inspirations. And from here, we just converged our ideas from our research and we finalized the structure of our application. We jumped off from this point by splitting off work where one person took charge with the brand identity, one person did wireframes, and the other person did more research on how to utilize AI to help people with communication disorders. And this is our style guide. We have our typeface, our logo, and our color scheme. And this is our design system with reusable elements. And here, this is our wireframes of our 3 main flows, which shows the information hierarchy and the layouts. And now I will be go over a prototype walkthrough. So here, when you first log into the app, it will prompt you to record or to post a daily trinket, which is just how you're feeling today. And you click into it, you can either type in the search bar of a word of how you're feeling, or you can go back and choose from the color wheel of the emotion you're feeling. So now I'm just going to choose happy, and I'll confirm that I'm feeling happy today. And from this shows a list of words that describes the feeling of happiness. And if I don't really like any of these words, I can refresh. And from here, I think I'm feeling hopeful, so I will just choose hopeful. And now the AI will generate a list of images. And from these images, I think I am feeling more of like this last image, so which I'm just going to choose. And here is where the app can refine my artwork by giving me other suggestions and here are just some really, these images are similar, but just giving a little bit of different suggestions. And here, I think I like this image the most. I click into it and then I can see, and then I will click post to confirm this post. And then my post will be posted into this Discover page where I can see other people's posts from all over the world. And here I can like other people's posts. And then let's say if I really like Molly's post, I can click into Molly's post. And I can see who else liked Molly's post, and I can see this person's daily trinket as well. And since I really like this little image, I can click into Molly's profile. From here, I can see all of the past trinkets that she's posted. And I think I really connect with Molly, so I'm going to send her a friend request. Yeah, going back here on the Discover page, there's also a friends page where I can see the daily trinkets from just my friends. And now I'll go over on the nav bar to show to see my friends. This is a list of all of my friends, and I can click into a message. So this just gives us a chat where I can just take a picture, upload a picture, record a message, or just type a message to my friend. And here at the bottom, we can also see our pending friend requests. I can either approve or decline these friend requests. Lastly, I will go over to the user profile page. Here, it just shows some of my basic information, where I'm from, what type of communication disorder I have, and a list of my past daily trinkets. And here, I also have the option to edit my profile. This is it for my walkthrough. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you so much for listening.
All right, thank you for your presentation. So since we are at 5 minutes for this presentation, we will not take questions live, but definitely again, the chat is open for you to talk to the judges. But yes, thank you so much for the presentation on Trinket. And we will move forward to our next finalist, which is WLY from the University College of London. All right, whenever you're ready, you're muted.
Am I still muted now?
Oh, no, sorry, you're not.
Okay. So, hi guys, my name is Caitlin, and today I'm going to introduce you guys to our mobile app first time. It doesn't. So once we receive the prompt, we'll begin by conducting sector research to identify a specific problem within the broader topic. Through this process, we discover that among the various types of communication disorder, individuals with stutter often struggle with initiating their words during self-introduction in different settings. And through more in-depth secondary research, initial word difficulty is defined as a common issue among fluency disorder group, meaning that the inability to speak the initial words in sentence. And after 2 quick sentence structure interviews, we conducted a bottom-up thematic analysis by coding their interview transcripts and then categorized them into 3 main themes through affinity mapping. The initial word difficulty is usually caused by 3 factors: the first-time conversation difficulty, the inability to express one's true self-identity, and the lack of supported digital tool. These surprising key findings lead us to establish a potential user persona, Steve, who often needs to spend 5 to 6 seconds in his first word, and he's frustrated by the overshadowed self-expression due to his apparent stuttering issue when he meets new people. So therefore, we built our design challenge on this question. How might we help fluency disordered people to overcome initial word difficulty by expressing self-trace through digital medium? And after going through several stages of design process, including idea brainstorming and wireframing, we settled down our essential functions. And now let me introduce our app first time. Our app has 3 crucial features. Each one of them targets to our previous identified pain points from users. Free self-introduction beyond spoken from would be the first one. And this function empowers users to freely express themselves beyond the limitation of spoken language using creative digital mediums such as visual and audio. And secondly, First Time offers 4 types of oral expression supported tool that could be customized by users, including audio and visual tips, as well as interactive scripts. And lastly, to reinforce our users' sense of self-value and belongings, we provide a supportive stuttering community for them to share self-introductory digital medium and acquire responses. So now I'm going to go through our app.
As a reminder, you're at 3 minutes.
Okay, so first, we're on the home page with the options of choosing a self-intro or a supportive tool. And let's explore the self-intro here. And after naming the project and choosing the scenario and the format, we could reach the official project editing page with a variety range of video and image tool to use here. So here is for the editing function. And for the supportive project, the initial process would be similar. So user could access different types of assistants. So assistant is here. There's script promoters, audio tips, and also video tips. Let's explore the video tips. This is an interactive script that could be self-typing or AI generated. And this visual tips allows users to follow the lip movement. Yeah, so the visual tip allows users to follow the lip movement with the trainers in the video. Yeah, and that's it for our app.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Again, like you are at 5 minutes, so we'll keep questions within the chat. But yes, thank you again for your presentation. And we will move forward to the final project, which is breathing from the University of Toronto.
Hey guys, can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, hello everyone. We're Group Breathing, and we're very honored to have this opportunity to share with you our ideas and learn from all of you. We want to first thank you for today's effort, and also we want to bring you something different. So this is for children. So when we saw the design objective of this challenge mentioned the group of people with communication disorders, we quickly thought of the group of autistic children. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 15 North American children were diagnosed with ASD. Children with ASD usually have difficulties in social interaction. The main reason is that they cannot express themselves in the way typically the developing children do. They also have difficulties understanding social cues, such as body language, different meanings of vocal tones, and also like facial expressions. When doing further research, we found some very useful hints. First, peer interactions can be very beneficial for autistic children to practice their social skills. Second, drawing or other visual arts may help ASD's children to express themselves in the way they like. Also, AR has the potential to assist them in improving their communication skills by providing a visually stimulating and interactive environment. So let's meet our little persona, David. He's a very little artist with ASD. David has a strong desire to have more peer interactions and socialization with other children. However, he cannot express himself and has very limited chances to make new friends. Also, it's hard for him to understand other people during communication. So for our little David, we designed this product to help him. This is my storybook, Adventure and Dreams, an app to help ASD children gain social skills. We provide the solution with 3 main basic functions. The first one is create stories. The second is real interactions, and the third one is simulated interactions. So let's look at the prototype. So here you can see the home screen of our app. There are a lot of storybooks. They're all David created in the past. And if David wants to create a new diary, he can click here, and he can choose the avatar he likes. He chooses this mushroom girl this time, and also he can choose the same. So he chooses to have the real home scene with use AR technology. And here he can create his story today. He can either use write or a voice record. So today he uses record, and here's the story. Let's post the story, and here it is. Also, we have the function for David to make new friends. So let's click island here. You can see several islands here with different groups of people. Let's click the first one. Okay, so he can see few friends here, and he wants to talk to this little girl here. Oh, this is Alice. She's also a ASD student, child, and David can either have a visual visit or talk with her. So this time, David is very brave and he wants to have a visual visit. So here it is. He's using this mushroom girl as his avatar, and he can choose different gestures, different tones of speak, and also use photos. This is to provide him with the real interaction with people to train his skill of communication. So what if David is not that brave enough to have real interactions with real people? Then we have AR friends. He can use the AR camera here, and also he's really like his mushroom girl today. So he's going to use this mushroom girl, and we can name it Leah. So let's talk to Leah. this is Leah. And he can talk with her with the instructions from AI. The AI will tell him like, Leah is smiling. That means she's very satisfied and happy. And also Leah's body language, waving hands means greeting to him. And that's all of our presentation today. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Awesome. Really, really cute presentation. We are unfortunately at 5 minutes, so we won't have judges verbalize questions, but again, you guys may utilize the chat. And that pretty much concludes our presentations for CreateSC 2023. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So for all of you viewers, we will be having a brief break time, in which case you can actually vote for the crowd favorite, which is really just based off of, you know, our viewers, which project you guys like the most. So here's a link for that. And judges will go and deliberate for, because of limited time, probably 5 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll go a little bit over time, but we will be releasing the winners soon. Alrighty, and that's all. And if Shawnari, if you could maybe create a breakout room for the judges, that would be amazing. And also finalists, you guys may stay on if you would like, but it is not mandatory.
Okay, Shanri, please create a breakout room for the UX Go coach team, and we will quickly meet and discuss. And Anna, did you want us to, as coaches, provide a quick rationale why we picked the top 3 after we do it in the live stream?
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so let's say we'll do like 10-minute discussion, and we'll be back afterwards to provide the winners. So see everyone in a bit.
Okay, awesome.
Connery, make sure you pause the live stream.
Yep. Sounds good. So everyone on YouTube will be pausing the live stream. Don't be alarmed, we'll start it back up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, awesome.
Let's give a little bit of time, just make sure that the stream is working all right. It looks like it is on my end.
Yeah, it's back for me as well.
All right, thank you for confirming.
Alrighty. Okay. And thank you all for coming back. Yes, now it is back, Melody. Thank you. And apologies for a little bit of a delay, a little bit longer break than we expected, but regardless, we are now at winners announcement, and we'll have the judges each go over the winners and announce them, and also give a little bit of feedback, a little bit of like an explanation for I guess what the team did well on. And yeah, without further ado, we can just go on in. So for the third place, and again, third place to win $50 and a 50% off UX Go membership, as well as a tote bag. Drum roll, please. It is my storybook. And Shane, I think, if you wanted to give a little bit of an explanation.
Yeah, sure. We choose this project because we think it's consider different user cases, and also it clearly identify what the target user is. It's really for like kids, and also you consider landscaping, which is a really nice touch. And also I'm really feel delighted when I see one of the feature that's kind of AI generated friends there. I think was like really interesting feature, does have a lot of potential to go further if you guys putting more thoughts on it. Yeah, so really enjoy watching this project. I do see it's huge potential, especially see kids with some communication disorder using it when they have harder time to communicate with their parents or making friends. I think using some of the AI technology does kind of help build a bridge and does provide like an easier time for them to communicate. Also, we know that AI is much more patient than real humans. So definitely really good ideas there for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I do have a little bit challenging question right there. Is how do you prevent the kids to feel too dependent on the AI rather than their parents? If you watch one of the movie Megans, you can see it is a potential issue. Like how to use AI to actually build that bridge, connect the kids to real people rather than only using AI as the only solution to help to communicate with them. So how do you fill in the gap there? Will probably be the next step for this project. But yeah, great job.
Yeah, that's definitely a really interesting thought. I did watch that that movie and it was quite disturbing, but also like I guess very relevant to like currently like AI and stuff like that. Actually, a lot of our projects did focus a lot on AI, so that is definitely something that was also relevant to everyone who was considering utilizing AI, but just like that's like being careful about the usage of that and like considering all of these other consequences. But yes, very good. Good job to the team from University of Toronto. Moving forward, we will be announcing the second place winners who have a chance to win $150 with a lifetime UX Go membership and a shirt and a tote bag. And we will have, I think, Laura announce this.
Yeah, so the second place will be Lyric Lab. So I like this idea very much. It's very creative idea for adding people's mood into music plays. And also I like the storytelling for building a persona and then step by step for diving into the user needs and then make the avatar and lock the moods and then play the music. So also I think the visual design and the whole user flow is very clear. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I think this was definitely a really interesting project. And I think the niche of like music, I think is very, very interesting. But yeah, very good job to this very diverse team from Harvard University, University of Toronto, and UC Berkeley. And I think very nice to see a 4-person team. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, first place, who will win $300 and a lifetime UX Go membership and some merch, including a shirt, a hat, and a tote bag. And of course, with this, we will have Willa announce it.
All right, so first, congratulations, team. And you guys have a very clear problem statement and user persona, and also very strong and feasible solution. So I really like that you start from a sharp point, introducing self to help the users build their self-identity. And also you guys went through a solid design process and we are impressed by the visual design. But from our judges' discussion, if you can deliver a clearer user flow, and it will be even better. And also you guys can think about next step, because we do see the potential of the idea to evolve into a larger scope in the future. So think about how to starting from introducing self and to more instructional and educational materials in the future. And also maybe think about partner with other educational organizations and to develop those educational videos or tips and materials to really help the users. And thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very beautifully designed application. So really good job to the University College of London with their, international team. And that concludes CreateSC 2023. Really good job to everyone who's participating. And again, all of you will receive 15% off promotional code for UX Go, where you can definitely interact with a lot of mentors and really learn a lot about how to break into this industry. But regardless, I hope everyone had a lot of fun. I think the goal of this entire event is really just to make design a little bit more accessible, and also to give everyone an opportunity to try their hand at making a product. So I hope that everyone was able to learn something. And on the note of learning, oh, I forgot, actually, we also have a crowd favorite. Wow, this is actually really close. But of the crowd favorite, it looks like Create was first place. So congratulations to Create for being a crowd favorite with Trinket and WLY following close behind. So yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. But yes, definitely good job to everyone. And on that note, if you guys do want feedback, you guys can actually reach out to me personally. I've looked over pretty much most of the projects, so I can definitely provide some feedback. And also feel free to connect with me and our judges and Leon and Shawnry on LinkedIn if you guys wanted to maybe chat. And just I'm sure they would be more than willing to answer some of your questions. But yeah, and besides that, just go ahead and look at our beautiful promotional slide where you can really go ahead and take a look at some of the Instagram stuff we'll be posting, the final projects, and give everyone access to take a look for themselves. And everything will also be sent out in a follow-up email. So if you guys missed any part of this stream, don't be afraid. But yeah, with that, thank you everyone for being here. And we will now close it off.
And I just want to give a big shout out again to all the students for participating, right? Everyone truly is a winner because you all got to learn something and create something yourself. I want to give a big shout out to all the UX Go judges for spending all their Sunday time on looking through their projects and then deliberating. It means a lot to the students, and thank you for the thoughtful feedback. And then for all the winners, big congratulations. Whether you're the honorable mentions or if you are the top 8 finalists, or if you are, of course, the first place, second place, third place winners, we will be reaching out to you via email. Shawnry will be contacting you directly through email with Amazon gift cards and then the promotion codes for you to redeem your prizes. And then if you would like to have your rewards mailed to you, that is also something we will work with you through email. And then, of course, if you're based outside the US in London, we might have some trouble mailing, but that's something Shawnry will follow up with all of you after the event to make sure that theirs will be figured out together. So thank you, everyone. And then we really appreciate the partnership with CreateSC, and we are so happy to see such a successful event run virtually.
Yes, thank you so much, Leon. And with that, sorry for keeping you guys 30 minutes over, but we will now end CreateSC. So thank you all again for coming, and have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.